Awfully nervous. I had been and am, but why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in heaven and on earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthy, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first I did or my brain, once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object, there was none. Passion, there was none. I loved the old man. He never wronged me. He had never given me insult for his gold. I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, that was it. It was his eye. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye with film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, and so by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Now this is the point. Fancy me is mad. Madmen know nothing, but you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissipation I went to work. I was never trying to make more to it, and every night about midnight, I turned the lashes that were open so gently, and then when I had made openings sufficient for my head, I put in a dark lantern, all closed, and the light shone out, and then I thrust my head. You would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust it in. I moved it slowly, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the fancy. It took me an hour to place my whole head within the opening. So far I could see him as he lay on his bed. Oh, what a madman! I've been so surprised at this. And then, when my head was well and room, I lit the lantern cautiously. Oh, so cautiously that I had squeezed. I did it so much that a single thin ray fell upon the vulture eye. And this I did for 7 long nights, every night, just at midnight. But I found the eye always closed, and so it was impossible to work. For it was not the old man that so vexed me, but his evil eye. And every morning, when day broke, I went boldly into the chamber and spoke courageously to him, called him by name in a hearty tone, inquiring how he had passed the night. So you see, he would have been a very profound old man, indeed, to suspect that every night just at 12, I looked in on him while he slept. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. A watch's minute hand was more quickly than I did mine. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my own powers, my sagacity. I could scarcely contain my feelings of triumph to think that there I was opening a door to the little red room. Overcharged with awe. I knew the sound well. Many a night, just at midnight, when all the world slept, it was welled up from my own bosom, deepening with this dreadful echo. The terrors that distracted me, I say, knew it well. I knew what the old man felt. I had pitied him, although I chuckled at heart. I knew that he had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise, when he had turned in the bed. His fears had been ever since growing upon him. He had been trying to fancy them causeless, but he could not. He had been saying to himself, it is nothing but the wind in the chimney. It is only a mouse crossing the floor, or it is merely a cricket which has made a single chirp. Yes, he'd been trying to comfort himself with all the suppositions, but he had found all in vain, because death, in approaching him, had stalked with all his black shadow before him and enveloped the victim, and it was the mournful influence of the unperceived shadow that had caused him to feel, although he neither saw nor heard, to feel the presence of my head within the room. When I had waited a long time very patiently, without hearing him lie down, resolved to open a little, very little crevice in the lantern, so I opened it. Imagine how stealthily until the length of a simple medium ray, the thread of a spider shot out of the crevice, fell upon the vulture eye. It was open, wide open, and I grew furious as I gazed upon it. I saw it with perfect distinctness, all adult, with a hideous halo that chilled the very marrow of my bones, but I could see nothing else in the old man's face or person, for I had directed the ray as if by instinct, precisely on that damn spot. And have I not told you that what you mistake for madness is the overwakeness of the sense? Now I say, there came to my quick sound, which was being someone involved in cotton. I knew the sound well too. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury, as the beating of a drum stimulates a soldier into courage. Yet I refrained and kept still, scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how steadily I could maintain the ray upon the eye. Meantime, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased, taking quicker and louder every instant. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder. I say louder every moment. You mark me well. I have told you that I am nervous. So I am. And now, at the dead hour, at the night, amid the dreadful silence of that old house, so strange a noise has excited me to uncontrollable terror. Yet, for some minutes longer, I refrained and stood still. But the beating of it grew louder and louder. I thought the heart must burst. And now a new anxiety seized me. The sound of me heard my neighbor. The old man's hour had come. With a loud yell, I threw open the lantern and leapt into the room. He shrieked once only. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and